professor, physician, epidemiologist. I am Dr. Sri Banerjee. Global warming and deforestation continue to be climate change related issues that we need to make sure and address before it's too late. Hi, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. And today is Earth Day. So in this video, I'm going to be going over Sustainable Development Goal number 4. Now, as you know, as it pertains to climate change, sustainability is key. How we're going to protect Mother Earth from all of the havoc that is about to all of the natural disasters and all of the floods and everything that we're seeing more of. How do we address this? A lot of these sustainable development goals can give us clues, but Sustainable Development Goal number 4 is particularly pertaining to education, and we're talking about educational sustainability. I had the fortunate opportunity to collaborate with the Chief Academic Officer of Walden University and other members of the educational community in trying to articulate and understand how to have initiatives for higher education, planning initiatives for inclusive teaching and learning. So this can give us some clues from that as well. So the Sustainable Development Goal in general, let's start there. What is the agenda? What is the plan of action? Well, it involves people, of course, but also the whole planet, and definitely prosperity, abundance of resources. So what in its entirety is Sustainable Development Goal number 4? Well, Sustainable Development Goal number 4 is ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. So just try to think about that a little bit. So we're not only talking about equity here, but making sure that these opportunities last even when learners have entered in their communities. So I put this one slide in so that you can kind of get the perspective of education from various languages. So take a moment to appreciate the 6 different languages this is written in. So specifically, what are the 7 goals? There's actually means to achieve goals, which I'll be going over shortly. The first one is universal primary and secondary education. So really the development of not only compulsory education to a certain grade, like 9th grade, but also access to free education through 12th grade. This is one of the major aims. And then early childhood development and universal pre-primary education. And this talks to this a little bit about universal access to primary education. And then equal access to technical, vocational, and higher education. So this addresses some of what we were writing about in terms of sustainability and creating planning initiatives. And then, of course, the 4th goal is relevant skills for decent work. So it's not important to just have education and skills, but does it align and apply with today's workforce? And then the next one is gender equality and inclusion, which is really important. We need to make sure that the advancements that are being made are actually equitable across gender. And then universal youth literacy. And this is really essential because basic literacy and reading skills are the way that communities thrive. And when the members have community members have these skills, then they have proper education, and then information goes properly through different channels and networks. And then finally, education for sustainable development and global citizenship. So feeling like you are an active member, an active citizen of the globe. This is what education brings and can make sustainable. So thinking about just the narrative form, you can go through this a little bit more in depth, but ensuring that all girls and boys have complete, free, equitable, and quality primary and secondary education, leading to relevant and effective learning outcomes. So, we're not just looking at free and equitable, but it has to be good quality. And this is something that you see achievement scores, even disparities there from within a lot of urban centers, inner cities, versus suburban schools, even within the United States. So these disparities persist not only in low and middle income countries, but you see these in high income countries as well. So now, just to end this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end with the 3 means to achieve goal number 4. And number 1, very important, effective learning environments. And so a lot of times we don't spend too much time talking about the interface where students and instructors interact. And then increasing scholarship, so increasing incentives to join education. And then, of course, having the availability of qualified teachers, especially in low and middle income countries, but resource poor settings. So increasing these 3 can really go far to addressing some of these goals that I have gone over in Sustainable Development Goal number 4. The aim is to achieve a lot of these or all of these by 2030. Next year, we're going to be evaluating to see how far we've come along. The reality is, just like I talked about as it pertained to poverty, hunger, and also healthcare, COVID-19 has really impacted the education sector as well. Many children were not able to attend schools in person, and so they looked at online as a feasible option, but in reality, many people were not able to attend school. So there's a lot of groundwork to be made up, lost work effort from the pandemic that we need to make up in order to not only rebuild education, but also reorient and reframe so that we can take on the challenges in education of the 21st century head on. Happy Earth Day, and thank you for listening.